Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, we've got an interesting little knife here. Now, this comes from a company that I really do not know a lot about. This knife is the RAYTOP Zenife, Zenife, RAYTOP, RAYTOP. And, you know, it's a smaller knife, start off with that, but now this one's coming up on Kickstarter. Actually, it's supposed to drop on Kickstarter today. So that's kind of why I dropped the video today. But yes, this is supposed to be available on Kickstarter today. Now, first thing I'm going to do, you guys know I go right for this spot. And it's pretty darn good. You know, we always start with fit and finish, but I'm always going to go to this spot. Probably, you know, it could use just maybe a tiny bit more, but not bad. It's not bad. Now, we've got the titanium clip you can see there. Oh, we got some speed holes going on there. Yes, indeed. So, I don't know why I call it speed hole. It's holes. There's holes in the clip. Okay, speed holes or not. Pretty enclosed construction. You've got a big, fairly lengthy titanium backspacer in there as well. Got a little bit of gearing going on there. Do have a lanyard post. And from all I am told is that this is not a reversible clip, and you can kind of see that with the angle. Your angle would be all wrong going on this side. So it is a right hand tip up carry only. Now, there's going to be 7 different variants of this. They range anywhere from 140 to 180. That's the price range that they are shooting for these. Now you've got, like I said, you've got, I think it's 3 of silver titanium, and they have the different color, you know, inserts around the pivot. And then you've got, I know, oh, they had a lightning ano. Ooh, I like lightning ano. And there's a few different anodized titanium versions as well. Full titanium construction, S35 VN blade steel. You can see it is a frame lock for sure. And it's a flipper only deployment. So, jumps out there. You've got, now this is a wicked blade shape. I think we were kind of trying to discuss, this is kind of a, what did we come up with? A reverse punto? Puntanto? It's, I mean, there's a lot of angles. There's a lot going on in that blade. Obviously, you've got the harpoon portion here. You've got a little bit of a reverse tanto. You've got the tanto-ish going on. And with that tanto, let's see, does it come all the way down into the cutting edge? Trying to get a good look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does look like there might be a bit of a transition there. Again, you know me, it would become a not tanto before too long if I had my druthers, but sharpen that out. But it's got a lot going on. Now, like I said, it is a smaller knife. We'll get into the, well, let's just get into the spec check. So we'll see how small. I'm zoomed in pretty good. It is just over 6 inches, about 6 1/4 overall. You're looking at just over a 3.5 inch handle. Blade length is going to come in at right about 2.5, and your cutting edge is going to be just over 2 1/4, about 2 3/8 on your cutting edge. Now your grip length is coming in point to point right here is just over 2 inches. Full grip is just over 3. And as you can see in my 3.5 inch grip there, it's about a 3.5 finger knife for me. My pinky's kind of laying back there on that flat, not too bad. Now, my ring finger is kind of landing right on that, so I can feel that. If I definitely bear down on it, I can definitely feel that point right there. So, now, they didn't specify. Pretty sure this is the smaller of the two. There's going to be a smaller knife and a larger version. This is the smaller version of the Zenife. So there is a larger version. I don't exactly have the specs on that one. Now, you do have a little bit of a forward finger choil there. It's whew, yikes. It is, yeah, but I am right on the heel of that. Right on the heel of that blade. So, yeah, you want to be very careful using it as a forward finger twist, especially if your fingers are any larger than mine. Now, it's a pretty clean blade. Not a lot of markings going on, so that's good. Not a lot of markings anywhere. The only thing you really have are the holes in the clip. That is about it. Now, of course, I'll put a link to the Kickstarter down in the comments, probably down in the description as well, if you want to go check it out further and maybe take a look at the larger size. But we'll give you a quick, I'm going to have to zoom out for some size comparisons, because it is definitely a smaller knife. I mean, the bug out has got it by at least a 1/2 inch on the blade and pretty close to that on the handle as well. We all know the bug out, not a large knife at all. And then the PM2 obviously going to be much larger, pretty much a full inch on the blade. And let's get it probably more than that. Yeah, about an inch on the blade and pretty much an inch, maybe just a little bit more on the handle as well. Now we'll get it in the pocket. What's the pocket tell us? There you go. The ramp is okay. Now, obviously, with that titanium clip, it's not going to be deep carry. It's probably be a pretty good. It's got great retention. As you can see, there was a little bit. Now, if you're wearing the pants and on top of it, it is a little bit smoother. It makes a pretty good 5th pocket knife, even with this short, angled pocket. It actually comes in there, and it's almost bottoming out on that clip. So if you want a fancy 5th pocket knife, well, there you go. A little bit of titanium, S35, and yep, it's gonna pop coming out of that pocket. So overall, you guys know I trend towards smaller knives. On this one, I'd really like to see the larger size. I think that would fit my hand and my grip a little bit better. And if you got a hand anything larger than mine, you're probably in the same boat as I am. But it's not bad. Like I said, the only thing that's really getting me, the clip, not an issue at all. I can feel it a little bit, but it's not. Where it's getting me is the middle of my ring finger is landing right on that point, and if I have to bear down, it's a little uncomfortable. So I think the larger size would probably fit me a little bit better. I know I don't say that a lot, but it's true. Now, my thumb lands in that harpoon very well. The jimping, it's there for decoration. Yeah, it's there for decoration. It doesn't really grip me at all. So if the intent was for grip, okay, not really. It's missing the mark there. If it's for decoration, well, then it's pretty much right on point. But other than that, good, smooth little knife. Like I said, this is my first indication or experience with a RAYTOP knife. Feels pretty darn well built. I mean, we've got a good drop, shake shut. Detent is pretty darn solid. The overall fit and finish is pretty good. Like I said, this not bad. Could be touched up a little bit. And maybe right around here on the jimping might not hurt. I mean, up here it's not bad. Down here, it's not bad. It's not really affected my grip at all. But interesting little knife from another new company. I mean, these companies are popping up all the time, and some of them take off. And I mean, companies like Ramet, and well, there's a lot of them. There's too many to name, put it that way. But RAYTOP, who knows? They could be the next big one coming. You never know. But I really appreciate RAYTOP sending us the Zenife to check out. Absolutely 100%. Very much so. Like I said, Kickstarter is supposed to start today. So the link, go check it out if you want to see a little bit more in depth and maybe get a little bit more information on the larger size one as well. Thank you so much, guys. Greatly, greatly appreciate you stopping by. Have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.